Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. For the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. For the viewers, thank you for clicking this video. So in today's video guys, I am going to be breaking down how to increase your win rate using area of interest. Right, so this might be a long video guys because we're going to be going over what an area of interest is, why you do need an area of interest, you know, what to look for when marking up your area of interest, how to mark up your area of interest, right? Identifying a valid area of interest and invalid area of interest, right? And then signal confirmation after price reaches your area of interest. And then at the end of the video, I'll now mark up multiple charts to tie everything together, right? So what is an area of interest? It's very simple guys. An area of interest is basically, the separation between buyers and sellers. That is how I look at it, right? So an area of interest is basically where we take our trades, where we close our trades, and where we know the separation between buyers and sellers, right? So in this specific example over here, right, on my chart, I do see that we have gold, right? So in this chart here on the left hand side, gold here is without an area of interest. Then on the right hand side, as you can see, it is with an area of interest, right? So essentially guys, you can clearly see that above this white line, right, price bought above. Below this white line, price is going to sell. Above this line, price bought. Below this white line, price sold. As you can see, above this white line, price bought, right? So if you can take your trades off of the area of interest, you have instantly increased your profitability, right? Now, in terms of why you do need, the area of interest is very self-explanatory. Like I said, we use it, to take our trades, to pull out of our trades, and to know the separation between buyers and sellers. And essentially, we use the area of interest, right, to follow the trend and know when price wants to retrace before continuing the trend. And like I said, I will tie everything together, right? But to give you much more in-depth explanation, right, in terms of buyers and sellers, right, let me give you this. So this is the US border, right, as you can see. And this red line represents, let's assume this is the area of interest, right, because clearly the United States is a green pasture. Obviously, people want to come in here, right? So above this red line is a different country, right? Below the red line is going to be the United States. So this is the same way with, Forex, right? So in terms of area of interest, right, it doesn't matter how big your line is. It could be small as this, it could be big as this, regardless. But the point is, above the line or above this blue line, you can clearly see price reacting in buys. And then below this blue line, you can clearly see price reacting in sells, right? So to give you a much more in-depth example, this right here, right, as you can see, boom. You can clearly see, right, that price is reacting off these white lines. And like I said, guys, when it comes to my color codes and stuff, I do color code my things. The white line represents the 1 hour time frame, the blue line represents the daily time frame, right? Like I said, the area of interest basically separates the buyers versus the sellers, right? As you can see, before this move happened here, right, I already had this marked up. And I actually have this marked up prior, right? So this is literally what I had marked up before this whole move happened, right? So notice how price actually reacted off of this area of interest here, sold a little bit, and then bought back up, and then reacted again the second time, right? So this is not new personally, because I do, have some experience, and I know that price usually doesn't just sell the first time. It's going to like sell, fake you out, and then, go the right way. But essentially, guys, we are looking at this like this. So the area of interest basically just means separation between buyers and sellers, right? So now you can clearly see me marking price here. Above this line, price bought up. Below this line, price reacted a little bit in a sell, right? So as you can see, I was trying to anticipate a sell, but price did not respect that, right? Now notice this, price now bought all the way up here to this area of interest. Now guess what? If you look to the left, above this line, price was buying. You can clearly see price buying above this line. And then below this line, price respected it and what? It sold, right? So when it comes to actually knowing a valid area of interest and a non-valid area of interest, guys, it's going to all be about your experience at the end of the day. But the point is this, guys, in terms of knowing a valid area of interest, guys, I will say this. It just depends on, like I said, the demarcation between buyers and sellers, right? So there's really no wrong or right way. The only thing I would say is this, right? If it's just something like this where you're literally marking up a whole area of interest like this, like this, not even this, like maybe something like this. This is not an area of interest, clearly, right? Because you can clearly see prices breaking, closing above this. You can't take any trades from here. It looks weird. You know what I mean? Versus this right here, right? So if I tell you right now, oh, this is the area of interest, clearly it's not. Clearly it's not, because price is clearly disrespecting this, going above, below, going above, below it. It's not really like giving you a wick, right? Giving you like a wick or anything like that. It's just breaking below, breaking above it, but not really giving you like a clear I would say either support or resistance in this sense, right? But you can clearly see here that price is reacting off this bias, reacting off this, right? So when it comes to actually, you know what I mean, taking your trades and signals like that, right? So let me explain to you exactly how you would take your trades, right? So in this specific trade here, right, when price came to this area of interest, right, I took a sell right here, and the reason for this sell is very simple. You know, when price approached this area of interest, I waited for a 1 hour entry signal. So in this case here, this signal here is called the Harami pattern. So I took a trade right there, and then boom, stop loss below there, and then TP was like right there. But as you can see, price wasn't in profit and then took me out, right? And if you notice again, guys, this is another area of interest here also, right? You can clearly see because below this line, price bought. Above this, price literally respected it and then bought all the way up here. And then with experience, you will know that, okay, price will never just go the first time. It has to take liquidity first, or fake you out some way, or make you give up, and then it goes your way. So in this case here, if you know what I know, you would know, okay, price is likely going to either sell completely or sell to this area of interest and then react, buy up, take out liquidity for the early sellers, and then sell finally, right? So in this case here, guys, literally price came, you can actually even extend this to the top right here, right? Price came, sold all the way here, and then bought all the way here again. As you can see, it's still respecting this area of interest, and then bought to this area of interest again, and then guess what? It's sold again, right? Now, in terms of your confirmation, when price reaches your area of interest, guys, it really depends on a lot of things, right? So I usually wait for 6 confirmation signals, not wait, but like if I see any one, I take my trade, right? So engulfing pattern, evening star, morning star, the Harami pattern, you know, and things like that, right? So if you do want to know more about the entry signal, then I do suggest you read this book called The Candlestick Trading Bible, right? It's literally only 168 pages, right? But the point is this, guys, when price reaches your area of interest, you wait for a 1 hour signal and then take your trade, right? Now, guys, you have been talking about only the 1 hour time frame area of interest, right? Let's actually talk about the daily time frame area of interest. So when it comes to daily time frame, guys, like I said, the daily time frame, I usually just use this for a macro thing, right? Just looking at the whole point of view from a bigger perspective, right? So essentially, guys, that's basically how I look at it. And like I said, the area of interest still stays the same, right? Separation between buyers and sellers, right? So if we start all the way from right here, like I told you guys, the blue line represents the daily time frame. You can clearly see, guys, there's a separation between buyers and sellers, right? So above this blue line, price bought. Below this blue line, price sold. Same thing here. Above this blue line, price bought, right? You can see the wick respecting it. Below this blue line, price sold. You can clearly see a break and then a retest here, and then it sells, right? Same thing here too, as you can see. Price came here, sold, right? And then price came here again, bought. And then as you can see, price came here again, sold a little bit, right? So this could be another area of interest, but in this case here, price did not respect this area of interest until, you know, months down the line. So you see how price is literally respecting this area of interest, right? So again, like I said, demarcation between buyers and sellers. Clearly below this line, price is selling, right? So of course, when price sold here and then weeks later now came back to that same area of interest, guess what happened? It sold, right? Same thing happened here too. It sold. You can see that price literally has so much selling power, right? Literally, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It literally took 10 days for price to break this area of interest here, right? So clearly, this is a strong area of interest in the daily time frame. Now, guys, let's actually tie everything together, right? Let's actually go to a random chart and then mark up a, the chart and things like that, right? So this is going to be GBP USD. So this is going to be an old chart, but let me remove this real quick. So when it comes to marking up your area of interest, guys, like I told you, separation between buyers and sellers, right? So we start from the daily time frame first. So this is basically what I see right now. So I do see prices trending up, obviously, right? So in terms of area of interest, we can clearly see here, right? We can clearly see here, price came, right? Reacted off this, as you can see here, and then gave a bullish engulfing here. So I will anticipate price is likely going to keep buying for GBP USD, but this is going to be an area of interest here. Boom. Like this, right? And then what do? You color code your things, right? So you can know exactly where you are. So this is the first area of interest on the daily time frame. The second one, let me see. So I do see something. Let me see. I do see something like this, right? So you can clearly see above this line, price is buying. Below this, price is going to sell, right? You can see, right? And then you can probably pick something down here, but like price is literally way over here, right? So I really don't need to do anything much, right? So let's say maybe somewhere here. It's going to be tricky, to be honest. Okay. I see an area of interest somewhere here, so boom. And then my reasoning for this area of interest is like, again, number one, space, right? So I could easily put the area of interest here, but like the space is going to be too small, right? So that's why I literally put it there. And like I told you guys, there's really no right or wrong way of finding your area of interest. The only point is you can't like put it right here clearly, right? Because you can see price is literally disrespecting this area. You can see, right? So obviously you need to find a place like your sweet spot of putting your area of interest, right? That doesn't really make the chart look confusing, right? So in this case here, this could be an area of interest because below this area price was selling, below this area price was selling, below this area price was selling. As you can see, price was selling, right? Above this area price bought, you can see, right? So this is basically how I would mark this area of interest, and then maybe I would look to the left again and then mark something here, right? Because price is reacting from this zone here to this zone here, right? So I'll probably do something like this, right? You can clearly see, boom. And then I'll likely zoom in just to make it more accurate, boom, boom. Something like this, accurate and small, so it doesn't take up enough space. Boom. So this is basically how I would mark the daily area of interest on GBP USD. And then if we go to the 1 hour time frame, boom, separation between buyers and sellers. So you can clearly see, if I zoom out of my chart here, if I use a line like this, you can clearly see above this blue line, price is buying, right? So right here, above this blue line, price is buying. Below this blue line, price is selling. Here, it's kind of disrespected it, but technically speaking, you can see price is respecting it here, right? So I would definitely mark this area as an area of interest right there, right? So I'd probably do something like this, maybe mark from here to here, and then delete this, and then color code my, right? You can clearly see above this, price is buying, below this, price is selling. Again, I can see this area of interest here too. So, boom, right? Above this, price is buying, below this, price was selling. You can clearly see, right? And then maybe something here too, right? So even here too, boom, right? So if you look at the left, and then I extend it all the way up here, something like this, boom, right? So above this, white line, price is buying up. Below this white line, price is selling. As you can see, it's sold. As you can see, it's sold. It's broke, retested, it's bought again, it's bought up, sold again, came back to that same area again, sold, right? This is not some gimmick, this is real stuff, right? So like I told you guys, only take your trades off of the area of interest. And guys, guess what? If you did take your trades off of the area of interest, you take high probability setups, right? So even this area too, before price even bought all the way up here, this could be another area of interest here. Boom, something like this, right? And then maybe if we could extend it to the left, we might see that price actually did react. So if we do this, settings, extend to the left, you can clearly see, right, price reacted off this area of interest here. Look at it, right? So above this, price is buying. Below this, price is selling. Let's actually test this out. Boom. Below this, price sold. You can see, right? Oh my god, you can literally clearly see this. Below this, price sold, right? So I'm literally not even making this up, right? Now let's go to a different pair, right? So you can train your eyes, because at the end of the day, guys, it's all about chart time and things like that. So let's go with NZD Chef, random pair, right? Boom. As you can see, I have done some markups and things like that, but we can remove this real quick, right? So in terms of area of interest, we start from the daily time frame. Boom. So in the daily time frame right now, I can clearly see that this area here, above this area, price is buying. Below this area, price is selling, right? Boom, boom. And then let me see what else I can see again. I can see something here. I can see something here too. So let me say something here. Boom. Right, so above this blue, price bought. Boom, boom. Below this, price sold. You can clearly see, right? So I would probably leave the markup like this, because again, this is the daily time frame, right? Before price goes all the way up here or breaks here, it might take years, but let's see something. I can actually mark something up again. Let me see if I can mark something up. So sometimes, guys, your area of interest could be, something as current from here, because if you notice, I could mark something up like this, right? But if we extend to the left or to the right, you'll notice that, okay, price did not really respect it, right? So in this case here, this could be like a new area of interest in the sense, right? Because if you do like this, clearly price disrespected it in this area here, but it respected it here, right? But what I can say is, likely price is creating a new area of interest here, right? So we anticipate price might likely from here buy up here and then sell very hard or something like that. And then in the 1 hour time frame, we're going to find again separation between buyers and sellers, right? So I can see something, I want to say something here. Okay, I can see something here for sure. For some weird reason, I see something here. Boom, 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 something like this. You see what I mean? So you see how you can literally train your eyes to know exactly when price wants to retrace, wants to sell or things like that, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about chart time, right? Another example again I can see is something here. So boom, something like this, right? Sometimes, guys, you might have, slip ups where price kind of goes up here and then, kind of does not disrespect it. But if you peep, right, you can clearly see that price technically like respected it in a way where price, it's broke past it, retested, broke again, and then retested with the same candle, right? So this could be like a somewhat respectful, candle. But yeah, this is basically how you would, mark up your area of interest. I would also maybe mark something up from here too. So boom. something like this, right? So, and then something like this, maybe something there. Yeah, I want to say something. No, actually, okay, no, I know what to do. So something from here, above here, boom. So above this white line price but below this white line price sold, right? You can clearly see. So this is basically how you would mark up your area of interest, guys. So this is just literally one part of the puzzle, right? So at the end of the day, guys, you still need to, view the market a certain way, because even though you do, mark up your area of interest, guys, you still need to know what the trend is, right? And how to capitalize off of, counter trend trades and also, trend trades. But at the end of the day, guys, this is basically how you would mark up your area of interest and how to, increase your win rate. So imagine if you're taking trades literally off of just your area of interest, you would be making high probability setups and high probability trades, right? But yeah, guys, if you do want this ebook on how to master the ICC concepts, I do have this ebook available for you guys. All you have to do is just send your email and then you have this ebook through your drive, or you could just copy the link here, whichever one. I don't really care. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in a different video. Peace.